3 days after the fever broke, Mina caught her in the hallway outside the communal bathroom, toothbrush still in hand, hair damp at the temples. She didn't ask loudly. She never did, not with this. She just fell into step beside Ochako like it was the most natural thing in the world and said, "Lo, you never told me what that was about." Ochako's stomach dropped the way it always did now, a small elevator lurch she'd gotten used to but never stopped feeling. "Mina, I gave you my kid at midnight and didn't ask a single question," Mina said. "I think I've earned one answer." She wasn't wrong. Ochako had known this moment was coming since the second she'd knocked on Mina's door, had known it the way you know a storm is coming from the color of the sky even before the first drop falls. She just hoped she'd have more time to decide what to do with it. "Can I trust you?" Ochako asked, and hated how small her voice sounded, how much like a child asking permission for something she already knew was wrong. Mina's face didn't do the thing Ochako braced for, no flinch, no step back. She just tilted her head, studying her the way she might study a card trick she suspected was rigged but wanted to see through anyway. "You're actually asking me that?" "I need to know before I say anything else." "Ochako," Mina's voice softened, dropped even further, until it was barely more than breath between them in the empty hall. "I've known you for almost 2 years. I've seen you cry over a hurt puppy on the news. I've seen you split your own lunch with kids you'd never met because they looked hungry. Whatever this is, yeah, you can trust me. I wouldn't be standing here if I thought you couldn't." Ochako looked down the hall, checked both directions out of habit now, a reflex she'd built without meaning to. "Not here." They went to her room. Ochako locked the door, which she never did, and the click of it seemed too loud, too final in the quiet of the evening. Mina sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded in her lap, waiting with a patience that looked almost like nerves. Ochako opened her mouth 3 times before anything came out. "Do you remember the sports festival?" she finally said. 2 years ago, the girl with the knives, the blonde hair, the smile. Mina's expression shifted, slow, like watching ice crack. "The one who Himiko Toga." She said the name like it cost her something. "Ochako, what?" "She's been coming to me," Ochako said, the words tumbling now that the dam had gone, faster than she meant them to. "For months, on rooftops first. Then the warehouse thing happened and she got hurt and I couldn't leave her there, Mina, I couldn't, and now she's here, in the building, behind my bookshelf. She has been for over a week." The silence that followed felt like it had weight, like it might crush something if it went on too long. "She's in your wall," Mina said finally, flat, like she was testing how the sentence sounded out loud. "A League villain is living in your wall." "When you say it like that, it sounds insane." "It is insane, Ochako. It's actually certifiably insane." Mina's voice rose and then she caught it, clapped a hand over her own mouth, eyes wide, and dropped back to a whisper. Sorry, it's just, do you hear yourself? You're hiding a wanted criminal in a hero dormitory. If anyone finds out, you're not getting expelled, Ochako, you're getting arrested. Do you understand that?" "I understand it better than anyone," Ochako said, and something in her voice must have carried enough truth that Mina went quiet again, watching her. "I've done the math every single night since it started. I know exactly what it costs. I just keep choosing her anyway." "Why?" It wasn't accusatory. It was something closer to bewildered, like Mina was genuinely trying to find the shape of an answer that made sense. "Why her? Out of everyone in the world you could get in trouble for." Ochako thought about the rooftop, the rain on tin, the fever-bright eyes in the dark. "Because when I'm with her, I'm not performing anything. I'm not the hero in training, I'm not the girl who's supposed to have it together. I'm just me, and she looks at me like that's enough." She swallowed. "And because she's more than what everyone decided about her before she ever got a say in it. I believe that. I believe it more than I believe almost anything else right now." Mina was quiet a long moment, looking at her hands. When she spoke again, her voice had lost its sharp edge. "You really care about her, like actually?" "Yeah," Ochako said, and it felt like setting down something heavy she'd been carrying alone for too long. I really do. God, Mina dragged a hand down her face. Okay, I'm not going to pretend I'm not terrified for you. I am. This is the worst idea I've ever heard, and I once let Kirishima talk me into eating an entire ghost pepper on a dare. A small, helpless laugh escaped her, more nerves than humor. But I'm not going to turn you in either. I couldn't, not you. Mina. I need to meet her, Mina said abruptly, before Ochako could finish. If I'm keeping this secret too, I need to at least see who I'm keeping it for. Ochako stared at her, something loosening in her chest that had been clenched tight for days. You're serious? Deadly. Mina stood, smoothing her sleep shirt like she was preparing for something formal instead of a midnight introduction to a wanted fugitive. But if she tries to lick my face or something, I'm out. I have limits. Ochako laughed, actually laughed, the first easy sound she'd made in what felt like weeks, and reached for the bookshelf.